from the Rhine River on the MS George Eliot Riviera Travel. If you haven't had a chance yet, check out my other YouTube videos. But we are sailing now to Rüdesheim. And of course, when you're sailing on a river cruise, it doesn't matter Danube, Rhine, whatever. Every minute that you're sailing, you're not going to be seeing castles and museums and wineries and stuff. You're going to be seeing industrial complexes. You will see barges going down the river carrying trash or petroleum or cars or garbage or whatever. So you have to be realistic on when you're on a river cruise. It's kind of like being realistic on anything, right? You look at those pictures in the brochures of cruise ship cabins, and they're smaller than you think. The bathrooms are smaller than you think. And you think that if you're doing a river cruise, that every mile, every half mile, every quarter mile, you're going to see another museum, another castle, another historic structure. And the reason I'm framing it this way is because we're coming by an industrial complex right now. But let's talk about the good things about river cruising. Number one, what's the main difference between an ocean cruise and a river cruise? Well, there's lots of differences. Number one, fewer kids on river cruises. Number two, the entertainment is quite scaled back. You're not going to have, like on Star of the Seas, Back to the Future musical. You're not going to have bumper cars. You're not going to have a swing that swings off the side of the ship. You're not going to have infinity pools. You're not going to have hot tubs, big hot tubs. And so river cruising is different. It's more sedate. It's more relaxed. It's more, now I was just talking about a minute ago, now that's not another cruise line going by. That's looks like a petroleum ship there, if I'm not mistaken. We left from Cologne. Let me grab one of my papers here if I don't drop it. But we're heading to Rüdesheim, and to Heidelberg, we've been to Strasbourg, we've been to Mainz, M-A-I-N-Z. So if you have any questions, you can throw them in the chat, and I will answer any river cruise questions you may have. But again, this is not a castle, this is not a museum, this is not a winery, this is not a beer garden, this is an industrial complex here on the Rhine. Hey Scott, hey what made you switch over to river cruising? Well, I don't want to say I switched over, I'm experiencing it. But for you and my YouTube audience, you know I've been to Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Martinique, St. Barth, St. Kitts, San Juan, St. Thomas, 100 Days on Holland America Line, 75 on Carnival, been on MSC, I've been on Virgin Voyages, and about a year ago I was invited to sail on a river cruise on a different cruise line. And that was a Danube River cruise, and I really, really enjoyed it. Now, the hard part about it was, and is that 8-hour plane ride. That's the downside. But if you can pick it up the right time of the year, you can get a round-trip airfare from Florida like $650, $700. And it was about that amount back in March when I flew to Munich, and it was about that much when I flew the other day from Jacksonville to Frankfurt. So now we're looking at some other nice things here, besides an industrial complex. It's a little chilly out. I just did a video a little while ago of when is the best time to come. Oh, the Christmas market, the Christmas market, the Christmas market. Oh, it's beautiful, the Christmas market. Well, airfare may be inexpensive during that time. It's gonna be cold. And I forget the name of the YouTube channel, you know, Dos Anos Tres Noches, one of those things. I have to remember it. But the person on that YouTube channel talks about packing just a carry-on. And I did pack just a carry-on for this river cruise, and I tell you, it is the best advice that you can take, because when you just have a carry-on, number one, you're not waiting at baggage claim. That's, I tell you, waiting at I flew into Miami one time, and I don't know if you've been to Miami or not, or Orlando, when it's raining and thunderstorming, when it's lightning outside, they prohibit the baggage handlers from going on the tarmac if it's lightning outside. And so I had to wait like 45 minutes, an hour. The plane had already landed, we already deplaned, and I had to wait inside for the bags. I should have just had a carry-on bag. I was flying back from Cancun, I think. But anyway, the point I'm trying to say is, if at all possible, take just a carry-on and just do laundry when you're at your destination. All right, so now it's getting a little more scenic, a little more something you would expect on a Rhine or a Danube river cruise. Promotional consideration by Riviera Travel. And promotional consideration by GigSky eSIM. What's GigSky? Well, GigSky is an eSIM data solution that you can purchase, so that if the Wi-Fi isn't working, or you're a place where there isn't Wi-Fi, you have that data plan on your phone. Most phones already have a built-in SIM, and then you have data. It's pretty cool. Not to be confused with Mr. Data on Star Trek. Anyway, so there's a church over there, it looks like. And we're sailing toward Rudesheim. Now it's, what is it, near the end of October here in France. We just left Strasbourg, and it is chilly. I mean, I got like 3 sweaters on. It is chilly. It's been a little overcast, a little rainy, but if you look at my YouTube channel, and if you stay tuned to thecruisegenius.com, you'll see my pictures. Hey, go on Facebook. You'll see a lot of my pictures. Type in Scott Lara, L-A-R-A. Look at me there. You'll see a lot of pictures in YouTube, Facebook Live videos. But let's go back to what I was saying about, you know, why I've been doing these European cruises, river cruises. The reason why is because we had all this time on ocean cruises, and now it's a chance to see another part of the world. When I was in the Navy, I went to Italy, Spain, France, all over the world, but I never made it to like to Germany. Well, I did go to France. I was in Villefranche, and I went to the Grand Prix, Monaco. But seeing Germany, and my son Timmy had been to Germany. He backpacked through Germany. My brother has backpacked through Germany, so now I've gotten to see Germany, which is pretty cool. Very cool. So you can ask me about the demographic. Well, here on this Riviera travel cruise, I think I'm the only American. They're mostly Brits. Now, you know it and I know it. When you say tissue, what word do you say? Kleenex. When I say the word soda or pop, what word do you say? Coke. When you say the word river cruise, river cruise, you think of a certain word of a competitor of Riviera. And the reason that is they've spent billions of dollars on marketing and advertising. So when you think river cruise, you think of that other word. Well, that's why I'm on this cruise. because I want to tell you about Riviera Travel. The MS George Elliott, 2019 was when she was built, around 132 passengers capacity, around 35 or so crew members, incredible cabins, suites, 2 restaurants. You have the main restaurant, and then you have a smaller, more intimate restaurant. So, river cruising is pretty. They also have locks. When you say the word locks, what do you think of? The Panama Canal. That's right. I've actually sailed through the Panama Canal when I was in the Navy, USS Samuel A. Morse. Now, I've not been awake when we've gone by the locks here, but going through locks is kind of a cool thing. Look at that. So this is what you want to see when you're going on a river. Chat stuff. If you could chat, just say, who you are, where you're from, Lara, USA, whatever you want to say. I see 2 people, so I don't know if I'm seeing the chats or not. But hey, I do see bird watching must be amazing from a riverboat. Yes, Dylan. I think so too. Thank you for that comment. Thank you for that super chat. You know how people say that. Thank you for that super chat. So look at this, we're going under a bridge. Well, you were lucky. You were lucky too. Yeah, the food's absolutely incredible. Oh, look at this stuff here. Now we got some better stuff coming up. I'm actually standing inside my cabin, which is very warm. I would not want to be standing outside right now because it is chilly. I did not bring my heavy jacket. My wife told me to bring. I did. So the food's good, the service is good. Stick with me here a couple more minutes and I'll bounce. So anyway, Scott Lara, thecruisegenius.com, president of Military Fairs.com. Military Affairs. It's an online travel agency that serves our military, serves members of the military, active duty, veterans, family members of military. Militaryfairs.com. Scott Lara, thecruisegenius.com, here on the Rhine River, heading to Rudesheim. Look at that. We're supposed to be getting to Rudesheim around 2 or something. I don't know what time it is off the top of my head, but I guess we're getting close to Rudesheim. The food's been good. I've been drinking a lot of hot chocolate, like in the cafes. Yesterday, in Strasbourg, I had a chocolate crepe. That was pretty cool. So like I said, sailed from Cologne, going on the Rhine River, and then we'll be heading back. Tonight's kind of the formal night on the ship. The captain's going to come down, talk to us, say hi. But if you were to ask me, hey Scott, hey, would I rather go on a river cruise or would I rather go on an ocean cruise? That's a hard question to answer. Because if I have my grandkids, I'd go on an ocean cruise. I'd go on MSC. I would not go on Carnival. I'd go on MSC. If it was just the wife and I, we'd go on Celebrity. Because that's the number one question I get is, Scott, what's your favorite cruise line? My favorite cruise line is Celebrity. Would I go back on Holland America again? Yeah, I would. But again, Holland America, Ethel, Myrtle, Gertrude, Elmer, Fred. It's an older demographic. Now we've sailed on the MS World America. They got the bumper cars and they got lots of stuff for the kids. I love the MSC World America. I love Icon. I hadn't had the opportunity to sail on Star of the Seas, but I'd go on Star of the Seas for one reason, the Back to the Future musical. That's why I'd go on Star of the Seas. And I think Star of the Seas is out of Port Canaveral, which is a short drive from Jacksonville. Royal Caribbean. So anyway. But river cruising, I think, is great in my demographic. I mean, I'm over 60, fewer kids, cultural, that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I like river cruising. Like I said, the only downside is, let me hold right here. The only downside is that airline flight, you know. And now with the government shutdown, that makes it tough because you want to make sure everything's cooking with grease on that. Coming up, but I'm going to bounce here. Let's take us out right here. Scott Lara, thecruisegenius.com, president of militaryfairs.com. Thanks to Riviera Travel for the opportunity to sail on the MS George Elliott. Thanks to Gig Sky for the eSIM. Check them out, Gig Sky. From the Rhine River. Button to turn it off. Scott Lara, thecruisegenius.com. Like and subscribe.